So my fuel tank finally arrived. I just want to show you how many stamps they used. So there's what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And I think there's like 2 stamps loose in the box, but also more stamps, 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 more stamps. So I don't know how much this thing cost to actually post to me, but yeah, a lot of stamps. I am finally going to get around to dealing with this new tank. It just arrived today. I have bought the high waist tank. This one is off of eBay, so not from like a retailer or anything, but it looks pretty good. I've test fitted it on the frame. It's quite nice. It does come with the cap, but I've wrapped the cap up in a glove just so I can like plug this thing up when I pull this in. I'm not gonna go over the ins and outs of how to use this stuff. I bought the tank sealing kit, so the first step is to start with the degreaser and stuff. I'm sure there's plenty of tutorials how to use this, but it's just a case of clean it, prep the metal inside, and then pour the sealer in. So I'm just going to do that step by step, and then get this thing ready, and then this can go off for painting. So yeah, that's the first step. Nothing particularly exciting. Just got a couple of gloves because this stuff is corrosive. Basically, it is just a case of first thing to do is put half of this stuff in with half the same amount of hot water. So this is a litre, so I just did 500 ml of hot water. Mix that in. Basically, it's just a case of shaking the tank, and then leave it for an hour. Change the position. Leave it for an hour, change the position, leave it for an hour, pour it out, start it all over again. So I think this is probably going to take most of the day to babysit this thing, but thankfully it doesn't need much. The tank cap is chrome, but I've just wrapped it in a glove while I use all these corrosive chemicals because I don't want it ruining the cap or the O-ring on the seal there. I just snipped off a finger of one of the gloves and just taped it around the outlet there, so all the stuff stays inside. Basically, yeah, that is the first sort of shake and bake in there. So I'm gonna leave this for an hour, and then I'll probably come back, flip it upside down, leave it for another hour, come back, flip it on its side, and then the other side, and then empty it out, and then do it again. And then that is pretty much the cleaning portion done. Then you've got to force dry it so you don't get flash rust on the inside. And then it's the metal prep solution, which I think if you're using this on a tank you've used before, that helps to get rid of some of the rust, and also preps it with like a, what does it say, like a zinc coating, I think it says somewhere. Anyway, it's in here. It sort of coats the inside. Oh, you go, zinc phosphate coating on the inner walls, which helps that the sealer, which is the third part of this, to stick to the inside. So yeah, I'm going to give this an hour, come back, give it a shake, flip it over, and then carry on from there. Okay, so I am now at the stage where I've got to pour the sealer stuff actually in the tank. What I've done is I've done the normal degreasing, cleaning bit, and then I've done the metal prep stage, which was etching the inside, washing all that out, completely bone dry. This has been dried with the heat gun and then left overnight because it's super dry now. I've got my little funnel, so I'm going to pour this stuff in here, in that stuff in there. And then I've got to swish that around a bit and then drain the excess out. And then I've got to babysit this thing for probably the next 2 hours or so, just constantly rotating, make sure this stuff coats all the inside, and then drain off any excess, and then leave this thing to cure. And then that is the tank completely lined on the inside. Okay, so catching up with this tank, I have now fully lined the inside of this with Port 15 tank sealing kit, whatever it is. You can't really see in there, but it's a nice, even, glossy coating. I'm really happy with that. That went pretty smoothly. One slight issue I did have was trying to get the excess to come out of here. I think on the inside of this, there's like a weld lip, maybe. So trying to get the excess out of this was quite painstaking. But yeah, this is now curing. So that's got another, it's been curing for like 24 hours now. It's got another, I don't know, 4 days to go or something like that. 96 hours in total. But in this box is my seat. Now, I previously sent the seat pan off to Viking Motorcycle Seats down in, I think they're down in Kent. I'll leave a link in the description to their business, but they have upholstered this seat for me. Now, I've opened it because my address is on this side. Obviously, don't want to stick that on the internet, but inside is the upholstered seat. Now, unless you haven't figured it out yet, with the theme for this bike, I'm going for like a sort of Viking Raveny sort of thing. So I sent them a design that I quite liked the look of, made a few tweaks and asked them to stick some Viking runes on it, which translates to Shadow Raven, which I thought was quite apt. But this is much heavier than when I sent it. So this is my seat pan, which I ordered from TJ Brutal Customs, and they have upholstered it. So what I've gone with is the grip texture. It's not leather. It's like a, I don't know what it is. Like a anti-slip. Now on the side, I've gone for white stitching and the perforated edge. And this is the design I went for. So this is, again, is the grippy anti-slip, and then this is all embroidered. So it's not a transfer or anything. It's actually been all stitched in. So yeah, I am super happy with this. It's really squishy. I'm really looking forward to that. I asked them to make it extra squishy just because obviously this has been hard-tailed, and it's going to be a nightmare without suspension. So I am super happy with this. This is my first time actually seeing it in the flesh. I had actually seen a picture of it beforehand, but this is amazing. Like I say, Viking Motorcycle Seats, I will leave a link in the description, so if anybody wants to check them out, if you're in the UK. I don't know if they ship overseas, but I don't know. I can 100% recommend their work. I'm going to go put this on the bike. The seat looks amazing on here. I've had to sit on it. It's so comfortable as well. Obviously, the mud guard's going to go here, so I should keep it nice and protected from all the crap that flings off this wheel. But yeah, that is super nice. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say, really. I'm super happy with it. Now that I've got it and I can actually sit on the bike. And yeah, I think my handlebars probably need to come back ever so slightly, maybe to like here, now that I'm actually sitting on it. Because sitting on it here, I'm slightly leant forward. Not too much, but I think just to be comfortable, they need to come back ever so slowly, maybe only about an inch. But yeah, these are pretty comfy. And that seat is super nice. That's all bolted on now here. Where is it? Here, that's all bolted. And then I'm thinking of trimming these little nylon spacers down a tiny bit, just so I can expose that bolt. And then I've got some, where are they? I've got some little R-clips, which I think I might drill a hole through the bolt and then just put through there, just so there's absolutely no way that this, not that I think it would, but there's absolutely no way that you could, you know, lift this seat out of the springs. Probably a bit overkill, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I know on MOTs here in the UK, they can fail you for having a loose seat. And if they grab that seat and lift it up, I mean, they shouldn't do. It's pretty solid. If you rock it side to side or, you know, push it down, it doesn't go anywhere. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe just peace of mind anyway. I've got them, so I might as well use them. And I've also hung my little Odin Guardian bell. Yeah. But yeah, super chuffed with this. Oh, we're so close now. We're so close. Look at it. It's almost there. Almost. So now that the tank is lined, I think probably in a few days I'm going to take all this stuff, which is all the things that need to be painted. And the paint. So I'm going to get all this stuff painted professionally. I know I've done most of the painting myself on this, but the paint that I want to use is this Chroma Coat Fireball. If you Google it, you'll see what it looks like. It's like a color shifting red-black. It's really nice, and I don't want to mess it up because the paint's not cheap. And also, I want to use 2K lacquer. Now, I don't have the right respirator for 2K. And, you know, you've probably already gathered that throughout this build, I've used some health and safety equipment. Probably not nearly as much as I should have done. I've kind of abused my lungs a little bit with the welding fumes and the dust and all that other stuff. So when it comes to 2K, considering it's an actual poison, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should probably let a professional do it. I did look at actually renting spray booths and stuff like that, where they give you the safety equipment, and it was like £250 to £400 a day, depending on who I spoke to. And I was thinking, well, for that price, I'm halfway there getting it all painted professionally anyway. So I've been in contact with the guy, and I am going to take all this stuff, including the decal, which is going to go on the tank. That is all going to go over to him. Hopefully Monday, which is it's Wednesday today, so what's that, 5-ish days, something like that, because I need the tank liner to cure before he sprays all that. So Monday I'm going to go drop all that stuff off, I think, and then I don't know how long it's going to take him to paint it. Probably a week, 2 weeks. I don't know what his schedule's like, but as soon as that comes back, mud guard can go on, chain can finally go on, because that's still sat up there. What else? The outer casing for the clocks, that can go on. These can be properly mounted there then. They're just sort of hanging here for now. The reservoir can go on, the overflow reservoir, so that's going to go here somewhere, which means I can fill the radiator up with coolant finally. And then once it's got coolant in it, we can start the bike properly. And that will be super exciting. So that's it. Those are the last steps to do. Other than, you know, little things like tensioning these cables properly, adjusting the chain, and hopefully I shouldn't have to tune the carbs too much. I'm hoping that all the kit that I bought from TJBC is, he says it's all set up pretty much to work with each other. So the velocity stacks work with the jets, which work with the open pipes. But there's a caveat to that where you might have to just, you know, tune the carbs a little bit. Hopefully they're pretty good and I don't have to do too much of that, but I'm waffling on now. Yeah, this seat, super happy with that. Again, check out Viking Motorcycle Seats if you are in the market to get something upholstered. I was super happy with this. It's super comfortable, and I mean, it looks sick. So I think it ties in with my sort of Viking Odin's Ravens theme, especially when the decal that's going on the tank, this is going on the tank, so that's pretty much gonna go slap bang straight on the tank there. So yeah, this is all going to go to the painters with all the stuff and the paint, and then we will catch up when we are ready to put that stuff on.